Hey everybody, here we have a demonstration of how to actually properly scout the forest on Moravanka. A lot of people try and scout forest and end up screwing it up badly, usually because they run up the 9 and 0 lines. They think that to scout forest you have to go into the deep part of the forest. It's not right. While I'm driving over there, allow me to give you some reasons why. First of all, the 8 line, the outside edge of the forest is elevated slightly. There's a hill that runs along there. There are a couple of smaller ones on the 0 line. If you stay on the left side of the 8 line, you've actually got terrain screening you from a lot of these. And so by that logic, a lot of the TDs that sit on the edge of the 8 line, if you spot them from inside here, they're going to be able to hit you. But, if they sit back there, but if you go up the 8 line, you've got terrain screening. Aside from that, the trees are denser. You can see on the minimap there are a lot more dots on the 8 line than there are back in the 9-0 lines. The trees run in a dense belt along this diagonal here and then down. There are a few of them down there, but not nearly as many. So, with a couple of teammates sitting on the little mountain behind me, I slowly begin moving into the forest and spot my first target. Now, the Object 430 has the best camouflage of any tier 10, as far as I'm aware. Certainly the best of any tier 10 medium. And so I can sit quite close to him and he won't be able to see me, especially since I have the camera skill trained up on all the crew and I also have camera paint. There's no need to run a camera net on a tier 10 medium at all. Camera nets are usually wasted slots except on some tank destroyers and on artillery. Maybe some light tanks too if you want to passive scout. I'm taking my time here. I don't want to move up too fast. If I floor it, I might accidentally run into somebody and proxy spot myself. So the more warning I have, the better. I'm also moving from one clump of trees to the next, trying to ensure there's always at least one bush between myself and the rest of the forest. I'm holding my fire, even though I could probably shoot here because there are enough bushes between myself and my target to prevent them from lighting me. I don't want to take the risk. I also don't want to let them know that there's actually something in the forest with them. As far as they know, they're being shot from outside the forest. They probably realize they're being lit by something in the forest, but they don't know what it is or where it is. If I hit them, they're going to know it's a tier 10 medium, and they're going to have a rough idea where it's coming from. I'm not going out of my way to keep any one target lit. I'm just getting something lit for my teammates to shoot at. It doesn't matter what it is, eventually they'll all be taken down to low health and killed anyway. It doesn't really matter what order that happens in. Again, I'm moving slowly to avoid getting too close to my targets and proxy spotting myself. You can see here the enemy actually had a bat pushed down into the forest. But he was in the area with less trees and so he got himself lit by the rest of my team as they began to push in after me. Still holding my shots. Around here I was deciding when I would fire my gun. I figured probably once C183 was 1 or 2 shots worth of health. Still waiting. I want a good opportunity. He's just fired. He's turned away from me. Perfect. I let go of my first shot. And then as the JT gets killed, I bust out of the forest and finish the 183. That little spotting run in the forest was over 7,000 spotting damage. And I was not seen once. Now, while my patience in holding my fire was a good plan, my little run here is not quite so good a plan. It's very ill-advised what I did here. I drove in front of about 3 or 4 tanks and got myself in a situation I couldn't easily get out of. I did end up getting at least passable amount of damage, in that I got more than my own hit points, but very nearly cost us the game actually. I got too careless. I overestimated the abilities of my team to clean up, and so once I go down here in a minute, it was looking kind of ropey for a while. So I drive out. I didn't want to get killed by the M48, but instead I end up driving from an E4 and then a JP, which is what kills me. So that wasn't so good. And now with the 10-5 advantage, you would think our team would have got this in the bag. Unfortunately, the enemy team proved stronger than they thought. I'm just going to hit this time acceleration here. And so a lot of them are just giving away hit points while not actually dealing damage. Let's see, we're losing tanks. The enemy team have almost evened it up. Now, I shouldn't have underestimated the importance of the enemy team still having a good player up in a pattern, but I unfortunately did. Eventually though, my team were able to come out on top, and I pick up a cool, I think it was 70 something, or like 7,000 and something, 73 or 75, 70 spawning damage. It was a lot, put it that way. It'll be in the Postgames anyway. So yeah, that's how you scout Moravanka Forest. You run around here, cut across that gap there, and then just slowly move up to 8 lines, sticking towards the left. You don't want to be spotted from the town, but you also don't want to be lit by anything else sharing the 8 line with you or anything on that road. From the opposite side of the map, I would imagine it's the same deal, honestly. I mean, I never go into the forest from the north side unless I'm playing a TD or something. And I'm quite bad at TDs, so... But often, when I'm north, I go to this spot, A1, B1, or to the back slope of this hill here. So I wouldn't be able to tell you the sort of inverse strat from the other side. Maybe somebody with more experience playing from that spawn would. But either way, this just goes to show that north may have the advantage of spawn to get forest, but south can actually turn it into their own advantage if they have a scout that knows what they're doing.